So, for the past like 3 hours or so, me and 6 other people have been driving deep into the jungle. Towards Guatemala. We're actually at the border of Mexico and Guatemala right now in the Lacandon jungle. And we're taking a little tour to see the Bonampak ruins that are here that were built by the Mayans. Bonampak means something like painted walls because here there are very beautiful painted walls from the Mayas. Here you can see some of the red paint that's still here. There's some carvings up there. I think all the access to this kind of stuff is a little bit limited because of the coronavirus. But still, man, to be here with like 10 people, it's crazy. Whew. This is crazy. Yeah, it seems like most of the stuff is kind of blocked off. Check this thing out. There's some interesting cultural similarities between these Mesoamerican cultures and Egyptian cultures. I remember when I was in the Museum of Mexico City, there was a lot of, like it looked Egyptian, some of the stuff that they had in there, but it was just Aztec or Mayan. Here, you get some more paint right here. Inside here, you could tell it was all painted at one point. It's real interesting because, like, did the Egyptians travel here, or is there like some kind of offshoot of Egyptians or like Middle Eastern? It's cool to think about because, like, did the Egyptians somehow manage to bring their culture globally, or was there like some kind of Atlantean type of civilization that like a cultural octopus just spread its tentacles around the world? And this is sort of the, we see the ruins of it all around the world. So I guess it could be that there was a global civilization and there was some kind of catastrophic event. A lot of people buy into this idea, or it could mean that humans have a spectrum of potential or possibility in which they have, which we have available to us, and within that spectrum of potential, we can only, pull out a limited amount of archetypes, and that's why you see similarities between so many cultures, because it's just humans. It's just kind of it's just the capacity of human consciousness, I guess. You know what I mean? But I like the idea that there was a global civilization and that humanity is probably a little bit older than we think it is, and I'm a sucker for a good plot. Anyways, the adventure continues. So now this little group of us is gonna hop back into a van, and we're being taken somewhere else to another pair of ruins that well, apparently we need to get on a boat. That's where we're going next. Okay.
Pollo a la plancha. Ahorita les pregunto de una vez aquí, que estén todos.
He just threw this at me. Watch, he just ripped it off just now, watch. Look. Little dickhead. Whew, my favorite part about being in places like this is when it just emerges out of nowhere. It's like you're walking, there's nothing, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh. Wow. The name of this place is Yaxchilan, and Yaxchilan means something like green stone. You see the trees growing up there? That's what I mean when I just must be like, man, nature don't give a shit about us. Civilizations just come and go, and these trees are just like, you know, I'm sure some of these trees watched it happen. You know, they watched this civilization spring out of nowhere, then disappear, and so this building right here is called the Labyrinth. And it kind of looks like a labyrinth, actually, so you get why they call it that. And this is the most complex right here. This is the most complex structure here, and they call this the Labyrinth. And this was made almost like 1,200 years ago. So I think about 300 AD is when people started to settle here. And then by 600, 700 AD, this was like a thriving civilization. They were building these pyramids and yeah. Wow, you can see great. It's cool. So it looks like they coated it with some kind of clay. And then here's the original paint. So these old buildings would have been painted. Looks like pretty elaborately. You can see clear like detail and even different shades of red. So here we can kind of get an example of the Mayan hieroglyphs, or how they would, their language. But I'm gonna take a guess and say these aren't original. The stone seems to be different. Some of the most interesting things to me that can be found at these Mayan ruins are the ofrendas, or these giant stones that just sit in the center of this altar. And you can see that it used to have some kind of complex carving into it, where it's either probably a warrior or some kind of shaman would be depicted, and maybe even human sacrifice done right here. And I imagine because this is placed here, up there would have been the main temple. And I don't know if you can tell, it looks a little bit bright because of the sun, but up there the structure is completely different from any of the ones down here. But because of Corona, we can't go up there. Whoa, it's got like a face. Monkey's up there. Look at it, he just grabbed it. Watch, he's gonna throw it. Right there. See if I can catch it. See if he gives it to me. He's eating some kind of fruit and then throwing it down. Or nuts or something.
chicos, es que vamos a entrar aquí al lado de Guatemala. Aquí es la zona fronteriza, aquí se llama la técnica. Pero ya es Guatemala, se van a tomar fotografías, se van a comprar una... ¿Cuántos?
Homie's just straight up dropping us off in Guatemala right now.
Agua de coco bien dulce.
There's no way this is legal to just cross into Guatemala without any customs or anything like that.
Hey.
Hey. No, there's no border?
No. Welcome to American Latina, Latin America.
That's so funny. Okay, let's check this little town out real quick. Hola. This is like a tiny little town. Just got a couple restaurants. Got some guys working. This is it. It's just one street. And that's Mexico over there. Across the water. The guy said we can only stay for a couple minutes. So I guess let's grab something to eat, check it out real quick. Just walk down this street. It's my homegirls. Okay, what do I want? Naranja para mí. This stuff is all I've been drinking since I've been in Mexico. Everyone else is getting alcohol. The boys just getting electrolyte.
Dakota. Gallo beer.
Gallo beer. Nice. Chicken beer.
¿Cuánto cuesta este? ¿2 pesos? ¿Y es de un peso?
Here we are, the group that's snuck into Guatemala.
Dale.
1, 2.
Agua, agua, agua.
Es que lo saturaste de cámara. Pero solo...
Si quieren los primeros, si quieren los
No,
primeros.
ya está.
mira.
No pasa que se le caiga.
Es más mejor.
Dale.
¿Dónde están los gallos? 2, 3.
Gallo. Perdón, mi reño, ándale. We're pet friendly, ¿eh? Pet friendly group.
Gallo.
Ándale, mi gallo. Ese se llama roño.
Ahora tomándole.
3.
Tómale, roño. Vámonos.
So, now we're heading back to Mexico. As I was leaving, a couple of the guys from Guatemala screamed to me, "Hey gringo, I'll see you in New York." Anyways. These waters are filled with crocodiles. Okay, so now we're back in Mexico officially, and well, right now I'm in a little community that's a Lacandon community. So it's this is a Mayan community, and the Lacandones are really interesting because they're basically different groups of Mayans that were fleeing into the jungle to retreat from the Spanish colonizers that were, you know, making their way through Mexico. So the Lacandones went deeper into the jungle, and they are the survivors today, and they still live here in the Lacandon jungle. So today was a long adventure, so I'm just going to try to find a room in this place, and then we'll wake up tomorrow and try to find some cool adventure to do. I'll show you the room as soon as I can book it. Okay, well here's my room. It's 150 pesos a night. It's just a bed. 150 pesos is like $8 maybe even a little bit cheaper. And it's really cool to listen to them because they're speaking some Mayan dialect. It's really cool. I read online somewhere that there's only like 700 lacandones left that still speak that Mayan dialect. Only 700 people. I don't know if that's true, but 700 people, fuck. Okay, let's go bring my stuff in. Surprisingly, they actually have Wi-Fi here in the middle of nowhere. Look. You guys aren't gonna believe what just happened. So there's two girls that are staying here that I met earlier, and they just knocked on my door. I'm getting ready for bed. And they just knocked on my door. They were like, "Hey, dinner's ready." So I go out there. The lady that I didn't tell the lady I wanted dinner, so she didn't cook me dinner. There's only enough for the girls. And they're like, "Oh, well, the lady that she said she'll cook me, she'll prepare me something." And the girls were like, "Hey, while she's preparing you food, let's go take a swim in the river." It's like, it's dark out right now. All the stars are out. It's crazy. Like you can see Mars really perfect, and you can see the Milky Way. Anyways, so I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. We get there. They get naked right away. Anyways, going back out there. See you guys later.